Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna, my friends, welcome. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare. Good morning. Welcome, everybody. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Welcome, everybody. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Welcome to our groovy show that's always in the groove. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. What's wrong with this? This is strange. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare. There's something strange here. What's going on here? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Jesus, 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 Jesus. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Jesus, 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 Jesus. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare. I want to say this because when we're chanting, don't overly talk on the chats. I mean, that's the whole point, is to meditate on the name and to commune with the name. Otherwise, I pick it up. I mean, I feel that the people, certain people's minds are not peaceful and don't even want to be peaceful. They just want to put their energies up there, their hyped up energies. And I'll just have to, whoever doesn't use the chat responsibly, it's fine when we're giving class and stuff and things are coming. But this thing from the head all the time on the chat, it's not going to happen anymore. This is for meditation on Krishna. It's serious and not serious. So if I see that going, people are not here meditating on the name and they're just chatting away or just saying stuff from their minds, agitating the thing, agitating me because I'm picking up the energy. You won't be able to get on the chat anymore. So do this responsibly. When we're chanting, be with the chant. Otherwise, what are you doing here? Well, I don't need your agitation. I'm going to talk about this. If you guys are having problems in your relationships because you're too close to your partners or whoever it is that's agitating your mind, don't tell me. I don't want to hear about it. That's your lesson. You got to, in your relationships, you need to be, have to have boundaries, and what's important to you. If you're too close to persons that are agitated, because their minds are not getting purified, because being with Krishna, and you get agitated and you wonder why. Well, that's why, and so don't come to me and say you're a victim and it's all their fault and all that stuff. It's ridiculous. It's like, it's not true. You're not a victim out there. None of you are. You're just victimized. That's the thing. We're all victimized by the Maya. See, we're victimized, not victims. We're victimized by too close with her. That's all. And it agitates the mind, and there's nothing to do but back away, really. Or you can talk to, if you can't get somebody in this sangha to talk with you, you can get a counselor or something, pay them or something, and work it out. but ultimately, it's, you just got to keep boundaries from the agitation. Otherwise, it's just you can't chant, and I have, so anyway, um, just follow, do your lessons where you want to bond with other human beings, and get that ras from that. As long as you want to do it, and you'll see the pitfalls of it. You'd be too close with people that are, not really like getting purified by, you know, being close with God, Krishna, and you'll see it's a disturbance. So I'm here to, help people spiritually, and this is part of it. Just say, hey man, just see what happens when you're too close, when you feel unhappy and agitated and miserable. That goes for everybody. You're probably just too close to somebody that's going through purification. So back off, let them go through their purification. You don't have to be miserable because of their, what they're going through. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, anyway, clear the space a little bit for myself, so all right. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yeah, and another thing is when people are not getting purified so much, or they're in the heavy purification because this is what it is. You can't get any service done that way. It doesn't work. People, just you can't really, try and get people. They just don't. They can't do it because this is transcendental. What we're doing here, spiritual, and it just doesn't work. It just becomes an entanglement. Yeah. So, just do the best you can, everybody. Hare Krishna. So if you're agitated because of being usually too close with people that are not, chanting and connecting and getting purified, I like why the devotees, they like to be around other devotees because they were purified. Felt they could feel at peace, not agitated, because they're, getting, we need that. We need to be around people that are getting purified, and not those who are not. They're in the Maya, and see, that's a big lesson. If you wonder why you're, you're not steadily in this goes for myself too, everybody. It's because of too much interaction with the modes of nature. It's agitate. That's what it does. Just agitate. It cheats us. It's what it does. Cheater. So, in other words, Karuna, shut up and chant. Close it. Button it. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. And if what I say doesn't make sense, no problem. Don't use it. I'm just speaking. Hare, if it hits, it makes sense. Use it. I was agitated by Guna for a short time. Okay, yeah. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Good. So just go through it. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama. The cause of relationship breakups, this is personal experience, is being disconnected from Krishna. If one is connected and one is disconnected, I was having a great relationship until there was a disconnect, and and because of it could be even different platforms of devotional service. The Vaidhi and if you get too close with somebody like that, it's a problem. Causes a just agitation because the person can't doesn't want to come to your platform. That was like with my ex. She didn't want to come, and she wanted to stay with the Vaidhi thing. With and it created the problem. And so it causes the split. It's almost like people are going to different levels. And you just kind of leave, you know, different certain things, and then they're down here, or down up is not. Yeah, it's kind of a down up thing. Yeah, it is actually spiritually down up. Spontaneous devotional service is the greatest thing in the world. It's the highest thing, you know. Yeah, that's up for spontaneous devotees, and it's down. Vaidhi Bhakti is down for them. They don't say, "Hey, man, I don't want to go down there anymore." And the Vaidhis are thinking, I don't want to go up to the spontaneous platform. No, no. Well, they're not thinking it's fun. They think it's something, they're speculating. Oh, this is bad. It's there, So they don't want to go up there. So if you want to stay there, don't be too close with those kind of people. You have to keep a distance. Even in our Sangha, that'll happen sometimes. Devotees have a hard time reaching this bliss platform. They're agitated, and they're just attached to the Vaidhi too much. And so they try to pull you down just naturally, because you get close to them, and it just naturally is. There's a tug of war type thing, competition. So anyway, we're all learning our lessons. Just keep forgiving each other and do the best you can. Krishna will help. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yeah, and sometimes you may have to move away temporarily from people, but then that pulls them, because you get stronger. That's the whole point. You get stronger. That's what Krishna did. He was a little baby, right? He's in Mathura, and his parents took him to Vrindavan, where he can get stronger in bhakti. Grow up, right? Mature, and then he came back to Mathura. That's like coming back to our parents. Or the Vaidhis. You get strong in this devotion where they're poison, because it's poison. They got speculation. There's poison, offenses. They can't chant Hare Krishna in ecstasy because of hatred in their heart and being against it, the spiritual love. They don't know what it is. So we have to get purified enough to then go back into that realm, and then you preach what they won't take you down, where they are, or agitate you. So that's another reason you have to have your boundaries. Hare Krishna. See, actually, Raganuga Bhakti is doing what is favorable for your progression and giving up what is unfavorable, regardless of what people in the other worldly or even Vaidhis think. Doesn't matter what they think. It matters what is favorable for your progression, and that's maturity. You can become mature enough to ascertain what that is. Whether it's a substance, whether it's a person, if it's not favorable, you have to kind of, release it, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Lalita says the Vaidhis are like spiritual toddlers. Exactly. Yeah. So, they just toddling around. That's what toddlers do, There she is, back. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. So take advantage while we're here because I can't be on too long because the internet's still down and it costs a fortune to stay on here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, I'm going to read a little bit here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Yeah, Nityananda wanders through Navadvip. Or Caitanya Charitamrita. Let's try that here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama.
Guru Maharaj, Yamuna is in the waiting room, she says.
Oh, in the waiting room? Okay. Hare Krishna, welcome. Yeah, welcome. Okay. Caitanya Charitamrita. Let's see here. Madhya Lila. Madhavendra Puri's devotional service, chapter 4 of Madhya Lila. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Madhavendra Puri, who was given a pot of sweet rice stolen by Gopinath, celebrated thereafter by Shirakora, being pleased by Madhavendra Puri's love. Gopal, the deity at Govardhan, appeared to public vision. Isn't that what it's all about? The Lord is pleased by the love of real devotees, that ecstatic love. See, that's powerful, man. See, when that matures, he appears to the world. You notice Advaita's love was like that, wasn't it? That called, the Lord would comment all the time on the love of these devotees. Oh, because of Advaita, I came here. And then he would often say, because of Haridas, I've come here. Because of the devotees, I come here. That's the reason they call him, and then he comes. That's why we're assured of the Lord's coming. He comes inside. He might come outside. Who knows? Yeah, the main thing is to be saved, because he's given us the power to save others. Save them, literally. Everybody's waiting for that second coming. Hey man, better wait, better get you don't know. The Lord may come while we're alive or not, but the devotees, if you're lucky, he'll come through the devotees. And that's when to take advantage, because then he'll come to you, and then you'll be saved. You won't have to wait and take another birth. Maybe he doesn't come, in this life, while we're alive here, right? But if he comes inside, then he's come and saved you. See? Wasn't Madhavinda Puri saved because of his love? Because the Lord was pleased with that love. Okay? Oh, I'm pleased. I'm going to come now, and I'm going to appear in this world. If persons lack this love, then he doesn't come. It's not attracted. It's all about attraction at this point. We work on the law of loving attraction here. See, that's the Lord's love. He's attracted to his own love. Where is it? Where is it? What devotee is that in? What devotee? And the thing is, with the Vaidis, the only reason that they stay Vaidhi is they're not attracted to this love. See, and how do you know? Well, then because how do you how do you separate the bhakta from this love? When they see the bhakta and they see this love, the transformations of it, if they're not hiding it, and they don't like it, they think it's horrible or something. See, that's the only reason is contamination. Then that's why it's so many lifetimes. That's why for Narayan Raj devotees there'll be so many lifetimes. That's what their guru even said. Simply because they're not attracted to the love that's here in this sangha. Only because of that. Could you imagine if they knew that, even knowledge-wise, which the only way we can help them is by preaching, actually. If they knew knowledge-wise, wow, I did read this in the books, and I do see this. If Krishna gives them at least that much intelligence, I do. If that goes for ISKCON, Gaudiya Math, Gaudiya Speedy, or anybody in the world, see, could be a better chance for those who have had Prabhupada's books and studied them for extensively, even though they don't understand them well. But when they're in contact with the representatives of that love, see, then they say, okay, I'm not attracted. This is what's in the books. Okay, it's contamination. How do you get rid of that? You want to wait many lifetimes? Well, then don't go into that where those devotees are. See, don't associate with them. See? Because if you do, then you're going to get like purified more than 100 times more powerful. See, so that's really the predicament. Because Vaidis come here. One guy came, he's a Vaidhi Bhakti. He's been with probably ISKCON a long time. He believes in Krishna and everything. But he thinks this is horrible. This kind of bhakti is horrible. I mean, that's a pretty strong word for a person claiming to be devoted. That shows you that's called hypocrisy. The Pharisees were in that consciousness. See, that was called hypocrisy because who worshiping God, and then Jesus brings God to them, right? What does he bring? That love of God, right? The Holy Spirit. And they, you're horrible. See, so anyway, that's the dynamics of the interactions. Why spontaneous devotees keep a respectful distance from the Vaidhi community. And that's why Prabhupada, being an ecstatic devotee, and Bhaktisiddhanta, being a spontaneous devotee, and Bhaktivinoda, kept a respectful distance even from their disciples. They had to, because they wouldn't understand this. They would think it's horrible, or their spiritual master's crazy. Or Sahaja or something, they go away. Why would you keep something so beautiful, so wonderful, so powerful away from anybody unless there was a reason like that. See? So, do you see why Prabhupada came to me at a certain point in his preaching? Okay? Certain point after powering up enough to confront Narayan Raj, and have to grapple. It was like being in a ring, a spiritual ring, literally. And he was getting the better, because confusing, doubt. I was doubting myself. He's got thousands of disciples. They're all saying, "Oh, what you got is shadow bhakti. Oh, Shiva's blessed. Yeah, that's all you got. Yeah, but we got the real thing." So it's like getting punched, pulverized because of lack of faith in probably the only place it was on the planet. Going to Radhakund Babaji, same thing, poisoned there, literally. Phew, boy, that was intense. I had to go back to Jesus for a while to get that off. It shows you there's a lot of stuff protecting that bhakti, in Vrindavan and Radhakund, a lot of tantras, evil people there, but they're actually Shiva is protecting the Dham. You got to go in a certain way. It's a kingdom of faith in real bhakti. I had it. And these persons, so-called representing Vrindavan, were turning my faith away from that. Okay? So Prabhupada came at a certain point. He says, "Okay, you can enter the ring now. Box a little bit with the modes. Box with Shiva a little bit. See how he's protecting the Dham and what you got to do." Yeah, I mean that's the essence. And and so now we can help. Now look, people are being helped already. We're getting through it. This is powerful. People are coming one by one and taking advantage of this. It's like a strong tree in the midst of all this weakness. The Vaidis you can see they're toppling over. They need a tree like this now. You know what it is? It's Krishna comes to a point and he doesn't want to be neglected anymore from anybody. The real God. The real true God, that's when he comes in the midst of this. He said, "I'm tired of being neglected, man. I'm going to show you how bad it could get when you neglect me." That's what he's doing in this world now. I'll show you how tough it can get. I'll show you what happens. I'll just empower the demons a little bit, and I'll show you'll start running back to me. That's like those kings in Krishna Lila. In 10th canto. See, it's always 10th canto. It shows you the kind of pastimes that we're engaged in here. Okay? The kings were thrown in jail from Krishna's empowering the demon energy. They became more powerful. They did just what? Kamsa became very powerful. Why? Because he had other kings backing him. See? All these kingdoms, they all got together. See, and made a pact, just like now in 1994, all these kingdoms of the world got together, all these countries got together at the United Nations, see, and made a pact. That their plan, they had a plan. They call it just this is practical for time, place, and circumstance. Agenda 25 and Agenda 30, they had a plan to enslave the world. Because to demons, people are just commodities, cattle. That's what see, they're cut off from feeling this. In the Brahman level, even, the Brahman level, you feel unity, with all living. See, the demons, they don't feel this. Okay? And so now we're at a certain time, the God is feeling neglected, obviously. People don't know what his love is, don't care about it, can't take advantage of it. So, and won't look towards that, won't look towards God in some way, at some level. And they're so materially attached to all the Maya, he comes in and says he gets everybody and scares them a little bit like this. Okay? So many people are already looking, they're looking. Where else do you look? You can't find any safety anywhere. The ones who are waking up, they realize, well, I thought I could get safety with Fauci and Bill Gates and the politicians and the doctors and all of this, and I can't find real true safety. They're against me. They made war against. See, they're warring against. It's just because, blessed are, remember I said yesterday, I know Lilita probably remember, blessed are the peacemakers. Okay? The peacemakers. That's what's going on here. Not the kind of peace of the world. People think, oh, let's just have peace. Let's get a little treaty and all that. That's all temporary band-aids and very hard to do. No, blessed are the peacemakers who make peace with God. See, if you make peace with God and get his peace and get his love and get his ecstasy and get his consciousness, you can help others make peace with God. Otherwise, you are a peacemaker now. You've made peace with God yourself, like Jesus, like his disciples did after he left. They became priests, real, not a pope, not a poopy pope priest. A poppin' rock'em sock'em priest. Power in your punch. See? Power in the punch, man. What's that power? Radha, right? Just spike it with Radha, man. Love of God power. Spike that punch. It's like that, Abhiram had a whip. He spiked that whip with prema, man. He whipped people and they get ecstatic devotion, man. It's the same thing here. What is the meaning? What is the meaning? It's a metaphor too. Oh, nobody knows. Nobody's ever said. You won't find any books. Okay? The meaning is those chastised by the Lord, by the Lord's devotees or the Lord. See, they get prema. That's that whip. I haven't been whipping a lot of persons here. Nobody would dare to do. Nobody has the power to whip like this, do they? Have you ever heard anybody whip the ISKCON, whip Narayan Raj group? Who dare to do that? Huh? Pretty amazing, huh? There's Shamaguri. Who would dare to do that? See, you don't know. I got Abhiram's whip standing right behind this guy here. He's doing it. They need a whooping, man. Some people, spare the rod, spoil the child, right? They stay spoiled, man. Literally spoiled. See, that's from Krishna. Spoiled. You don't like to eat spoiled food, do you there, Shamaguri? No. We want real food. Yeah. The bread of life with butter on it. Not just bread, dry bread. No. Krishna's dry without the butter, right? This is Krishna. You got the name. That's Krishna, right? Absolute truth is the name, right? You got Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Look at the people's face chanting often. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Krishna. I did my rounds. See, that's eating bread without the butter. See? That's doing austerities without the butter. We're here to bring the butter, man. Time to bring the butter. They got Krishna, but they need butter, man. They need to be buttered up, man. Butter that bread, man. Then, you ever eat nice buttered bread? And it even heats the bread. The butter, it's warm, it heats the bread, man, nice and soft. Makes the bread fresh. You've been eating stale bread. Krishna's kind of stale without the butter, just kind of sitting there. It just kind of gets old, doesn't it? And then you leave. A lot of people left. You know how many people left Krishna consciousness? Because the bread gets old and stale. I met him in India, man. I went to the Mayavadi palace. They go, well, we get here because it got stale, man. The guy was chanting Krishna, it became boring, stale, dry. Yeah, no butter on it. That's the problem. So we're here to bring the butter. Butter is a devotion to the ecstasy. Blessed are the peacemakers who will make peace with God. Yes. Yeah. So we're here to make peace with God,
Carry the peace of God.
Yeah. See, make the peace with God is is meditating on God. People don't know that automatically makes peace. But you need to be around devotees who've made peace with God, get peace with God, and so much more. You think it's just only about peace. That was just, Jesus had more to tell everybody. He said, I got more to tell you, but you can't bear it. What is that? Well, what we're doing here. That's the more to tell. Many still can't bear it, just like in ISKCON. Prabhupada had more to tell people. He's telling it here, through here. The Lord, it's more to tell. And still many can't bear it. See, they can't bear it. They can't understand it. But those who can, do we stop preaching because most can't understand it? Or do we preach it and get the few that are ready for it? Otherwise they're stuck in the Vaidhi pile. They can't advance either. No, how do you advance when as soon as a tear comes to your eye, they're after you? Wipe that tear. That's what they do in the Narayan group. How can you advance in there? You can't, let Krishna grow in you. There's no, that's not too confidential, man. Don't you know our Guru Dev said it's too confidential, and that's our line that we're going to preach. They're still doing that line. If they get a tear, they wipe it, man. Don't show anything because our Guru never showed. That's their line. It's not progressive. Okay, he did what he did, and he helped people he was inspired. Yeah. Prabhupada said, God brothers, some of them were inspired, but it's not good enough for God. He wants progression. Only because we need it. He needs it inside us. He doesn't like to sit around. He likes devotees, likes friends, don't we? Isn't it nice to have some friends here? Isn't it? Well, you don't think Krishna's the same? Hey, man, I'm tired. I'm just tired of being with this, being this unconscious person, unconscious of me, and his relationship with me. How I could make their lives so fantastic. I'm tired of that. And the devotee said, Lord, they know the Lord's money. I know you're tired of being around these living entities. They don't even look at you. They're just looking at your shadow, just meditating on your shadow and miserable because of it. So look, send me, Lord. I want to go there. Wake a few people up, man. Get them meditating on your transcendental form. See, on the transcendental conception. I'll battle it out with the Pharisees and these sannyasis and these so-called gurus. No problem. We'll turn their attention. We'll get some of them out of this. The Lord will send more. He said the army, he sends them in like waves. So we got our little wave here. We're going to turn a lot of people's attention towards the transcendental Lord, towards the transcendental conception. Have them make peace with God where they feel it, man. They feel at peace. Those who don't know the Lord are not at peace. This is in the teachings of Caitanya Devotees Meetup. You don't know what peace is. See, they're agitated by the modes of nature. Even in our Sangha, there's some devotees, they're not at peace. You can tell they're not at peace with God. For a while they say, yeah, I'm at peace. And I'm at peace, agitating you. I'm at peace with God. And people believed it in our Sangha. I think he's with Krishna. I'm at peace with God. I'm at peace with, and then, I think, yeah. So, well, live and learn. Could be that way. See, that's why I see some people get restless too when you're at peace with God in ecstasy. Yeah, but you got to discern the difference. Yeah. And the one way is when you're not feeling very peaceful around them. That's the deal breaker, man. That's where that's the confusion. And see, that's the thing. That's the hypocrisy of the world. That's why you get that through the gurus. You wonder why they say they're supposed to be. They say they're Krishna conscious. Right there, River, the gurus say that, and they they say they are, but I don't feel it. I'm not feeling it. I feel it. As a matter of fact, I don't feel so good around them. See, proof is in the pudding. You judge a tree by its fruits. See, are there transcendental fruits by being around a real guru? What are those fruits? People don't even know, not to this extent, So we got to teach the world, teach, we learn and teach at the same time. It's great. You will keep in perfect peace him and steadfast because he trusts in you. Trust in the Lord forever. Rock, yeah, Isaiah, yeah, trust in the Lord. But see, when they say, people need to get that clear. Who's speaking in that verse? Isaiah, isn't he? Trust in the Lord. Trust his conception of the Lord. That's what he's saying. See, people don't even know that now. What I just said here is a jewel, man. Is something nobody's even understood clearly. The only reason why I'm with Lord Chaitanya and Radha and Krishna, because they give me that kind of I like it, man. I like inclusiveness. I like clarity. It's fantastic, man. See, people don't know. See, they want to go direct. Even Christians. Oh, yeah, I'll trust in the Lord. And they trusting in speculation in the Lord. And they can't really trust in the Lord, get the result. You got to trust in Isaiah. And they say, yeah, I trust in the Lord because I trust his word. What did Krishna on the battlefield? Krishna says, you say it. You say it, Arjuna. And then it'll be so. Because you're a devotee, man. You know the truth. You say that. What do you think I'm saying? Why do you think going up against all the biggest representatives of Krishna consciousness to date, going up against them all if they're not yet? See? Because anybody accepting this conception will see the real Lord. At least the Lord I'm seeing. I like the Lord I see. That Lord I see makes me ecstatic, so deep. Makes others ecstatic too. I like you. Anybody like that, Lord? Because if you don't, you're against God. I haven't made peace with God. I've made my peace with God. You know what God says to me? Krishna says to me is very simple. Hey, man, you've made peace with me. Stay in peace. Stay with me. I'll stay with you. And we have a good deal. That's our covenant, man. The Christians talk about making a covenant with God. Well, yeah, that's true. You got to do it. Are you making a real covenant with God? Have you made it with Narayan Raj? Are you at peace and in ecstasy peace? Not just happy in the mode of goodness because you followed a lot of rules. Have you made peace with the Lord? Are you still trying to attain God? Not in the way devotees are. I attain God to me is like, hey, Lord, man, I know you're out there. I know you're coming, man, because you're my life. Are you like that? That's called spontaneous devotee. Or I'm going to attain God in some lifetime. See, that's what Narayana is preaching. In some lifetime, you're going to attain God. You come here, man. You listen to this conception, which I heard from him. I wasn't impressed, really. I'm impressed with what I understand, and that's what I preach here. And it gets this result, transcendental. So is that false ego or just intelligence? I'm going to go with what works, right? I look in the book, Caitanya Charitamrita, chapter 1, Adi Lila, it says, by the action of the book Bhagavat and a real devotee by, if they're really real and that formula is being enacted in this world, what is the result? The next verse, love of God is transferred into the hearts of those persons. See, by the action of the book Bhagavat and the devotee Bhagavat. See? So what is that action? People don't even know what is that action, man. Well, they're speaking to you. Are they just speaking though? What are they speaking? What is the message? Is it a Moses message? By the action of the book Bhagavat, right? The Moses Bhagavat. See? And the 10 commandments. What do you get? The 10 commandments, be like a human being. Don't have sex with pigs and dogs and your mother. Don't kill people. And that's what you get. You become a nice, upstanding sort of person. And it's very difficult because there's 300 and something things you had to follow. So many things. Oh, not just the 10 commandments. There are all these rules and regulations and mandates and how to do the rituals and all of that stuff. A lot of friggin' work. See? So what's the difference between a Jesus or a Lord Chaitanya Bhagavat? They're both servants of God, transcendental, right? The message. See? By the action of the book Bhagavat and the devotee Bhagavat and the message the devotee is given. What is that? What was the message of Jesus? Good news, right? The good news. We're going to take you beyond Moses' teaching. We're going to the good news for the Vaishnavas, Prabhupada disciples, and Bhakti Siddhanta, all that from Bhakti Vinod on to here. The good news. We're going to take you to the spontaneous platform. Whoever's ready to go, ready to learn, open to learn. Throw away your speculations you get from these gurus who give, even the Narayan Raj thing, that give you the many lifetime thing if you follow that path, because that is his word. See? That word is not the one that's going to get the action done. It's not a Jesus word, is it? It's not a Lord Chaitanya word, is it? Even Prabhupada's word was meant to be progressive. You see, I know I don't dishonor Prabhupada, do I? It's because of his mercy. He's telling me to do this. I have his authority and I have Krishna's authority. He also came. That's why it works. And it's going to work like a charm more. Also, it's going to charm many people. Why wouldn't it? It's the greatest thing on this planet, man. You know, there are people out there waiting to hear a message like this. I like to hear from experts. You know, there's a guy who's an expert in Bitcoin. This is how I learned this stuff. Everything teaches me about Krishna. That's what I love about this peace I've made with this Lord. I don't know what your lords are out there in the Vaidhi land, but my Lord is fantastic. Everything is a teaching and is a lesson and a learning deeper and how the life is. There's a guy called Michael Saylor. Man, you want to know about Bitcoin? You know, this guy is expert. He knows. He really knows. He really knows about what it's about and everything. Okay? He knows his subject matter. And I could feel it. It's like, I feel like, hi, you know, like, wow, this guy actually knows something and he's honest. He's honest. And he wants to help people. I like people like that. See? God likes people like that. And you could see in his face, he's kind of tired, you know. He's got billions of dollars. And he's only living just because he likes to help people. He wants to make that his contribution to the world. Okay? God comes to people like that. You know who else was like that in Jesus's time? Was that he was a centurion. He was a powerful guy, you know, had servants and everything, wealthy, but he was a good person, okay? Good heart. But he didn't have the ecstatic devotion. Okay? And you know what? God, you know, Jesus said, okay, you go to him. Because if you don't go to him, this is just the way it works. The only way he can progress to the Holy Spirit level is through you, because you've been given this gift. See? So you go there and make a connection. All he did was open his mouth and the Spirit fell on the centurion. That's how it is here. Same kind of thing. Those who are ready, those whose hearts are ready, this word will fall on them, because it's not my word, is it? Well, you know, it's the Lord's word. You know, because it has that results. See, the inspired word of God, isn't this? Who is it inspired by? The devil or something? Is it inspired by materialism? Or is it inspired by a transcendental personality? That people have to see. And you know in your heart, people know in their hearts whether it's so or not. Like Narada Muni. I was always wondering what this statement meant. I just love it. That's why I love my covenant with my Lord. My Lord is fantastic, man. he get, get all these insights, serving him. This serving him is wonderful service. Lip service. I like this lip service thing. It's great, easy, fun, juicy, deep. It's like having sex with God every day. Can you imagine having sex every day? People would, if they knew they could have like this sexual communion. Well, it's not. I can't say sex. It's transcendental communion, transcendental sex. I don't know how else do you describe this. You could do this every day. Wouldn't people want this? If you think sex is the greatest thing in the world, but you can't, it's just like eating. Eating's fantastic, but you can't eat all the time. You can't eat you can eat like just regular times, and then maybe you have to fast because you get addicted. It's just not, everything's cheating us here. Cheating. But this is no cheating in this. You eat to your satisfaction. And then you take a little break, because the body, we have these material bodies. And you come back, and there's more there. And it's clean energy, renewable. It's the transcendental clean energy. It's literally clean. Doesn't it clean you? Don't you feel clean, Samaguri, after these communions? Don't you feel purified? Not pure. See, pure is the false ego thing. Oh, he's a pure devotee. I don't like that word. Is he a purified devotee? That's what I want to know. Action, activity, verb. He loves, what is it? I can't do that. Okay, yeah, action, verb. Is he purified? Is he purified by loving God? See, loving action. It's all action. It's called, that's why they call it devotion. They don't just call it devotion, do they? It's called devotional service, action, activity, preaching the glories of the Lord, or if you're on the little lower platform, usually, unless you could be lower or higher, you offer this and you offer that. You're not really feeling it that much. Something maybe. Later on, just in your meditation, in your words, you just offering like that. You don't have to go through the physical thing so much unless you want to. Best followers, primes, and viewers. See, best followers. Yeah, see, we get the best. See, everything. I love this, man. Just everything I see reminds me of Krishna. Best followers. We got the best followers, don't we? People follow here. What are they following? This conception. What is this conception? Well, the result is you're the witnesses. The best conception is that gets the desired result. What is really the desired result in Krishna consciousness? That people don't know, right? What is the desired result? Love of God, right? That's what you're getting. You're really learning what is spontaneous love of God. You're getting a feel. What does that mean? What does that show up like in my life, personal life? See? And that's what you communicate to others. That's called self-realization. You realize the self, and you can communicate that self to others that these gurus can't do because they haven't realized the self deep enough, clear enough. They can't communicate. See, communicate. Why do you think I should? They're just talking, man, most of them. They're just talking. Narayan Raj was just talking. Radhi. They were just talking, Radhi. But no communication. Where's the communication of Radhi into the hearts? If you've got Radhi, where is it going? Like Sim, he says, I watch Lalita and you're in the Govinda, I listen to Lalita, I get the communication. I was sitting and chanting with Lalita in the same room, man. I was jumping up all over the place. I was getting the communication. She was communicating, man. She was getting through. See? That's called grace in the world. That's why devotees on the spontaneous platform must be here to communicate love of God. That's why Lord had to come here. That's why Haridas was here, Madhavinda Puri. They had the experience of love of God and became great communicators of that. See? So that others could get it. Otherwise, like that centurion, he wouldn't have gotten it unless he got it through the communicator, St. Paul. See, it comes in disciplic line like that when it's authorized. It wasn't coming through with Prabhupada. Only a few, maybe Vishnu John or somebody, a few. But it's coming through now. We're communicating, not just what do you communicate to people? Well, I listened to this guru and he taught me a lot of rules and I follow them. That was the communication. See, therefore, that is the activities I'm into. Ceremonies and, this or that, and the flowers and offerings and the rules. Okay, that's been communicated to you. What's being communicated here? What is the message here? Well, you can see. Love of God, the awakening, has the full approval of Prabhupada, is doing exactly what he wants. What does he want? You think he's doing what he wants? Well, yes. And more with an explanation. Am I doing what he wants? Yes, and something with an explanation. What we are doing, what Bhaktisiddhanta is doing, and what our whole line is doing, is what the Lord wants. See? So the Lord wanted Vaidhi with Prabhupada. He did it, right? And the Lord wants spontaneous devotion preach, Raganuga Bhakti now. And that's what's the message. So he wants that. They want this. And I also like it. I want to do this. I love to do this. It's not like I want to do, I just do it. That's called spontaneous love. Just commune with the Lord and the communication comes. The rasa dance. It's all about learning about the rasa dance, isn't it? How it works, how your soul is an important participant in it, why it needs to commune with that transcendental Krishna so that there's a dance. Otherwise, the Lord is just sitting alone, just sitting there. I got no partner. Don't you like partners, Shamaguri? Don't you want to dance with somebody? The only thing is you've been looking for your partners in the mundane world, and they're not often they often don't dance so good, do they? Now, if you get a good dancer, they're dancing with the Lord, and then the relationship is great. Like when I was with my ex-wife, it was great, man. We were dancing with the Lord on the same page, man. It was fantastic. And then she started dancing with Narayan Raj. And there was something wrong with that. It was subtle. See, it was very subtle because he's good. It's good. So it took a while to figure out, why is our relationship screwed up now? We were dancing so nice. And then all of a sudden she starts to go in bed with Narayan Raj. Spiritually, by the way. Spiritually. See, this is what it's all about, spirit. You go in bed with somebody, with their God, basically. She was in bed with my God, my Lord, my consent, my covenant that I had. Then she went in with his, and our relationship just was gone. Was it an upgrade? Well, we can see by its fruits they shall be known. What are the fruits? Are they transcendental? No. Are these transcendental? Oh boy, they just keep getting more juicy, don't they? By their fruits they shall be known. See, these are universal truths. That's why I love universal truths that apply to every real devotee, every real truth related to God. Prabhupada, indistinct. You can place your love to a particular person or a particular community. Yeah. And that's what people do. You can place your devotion, whatever extent that is, or your appreciation or your love, your attachment to a particular person or community. So fortunate, and in the most intelligent persons will place their attachment and their affection and their dedication to a community that is actually in transcendental communion with God. That's where you're going to get the greatest dividends. See, you're going to get compound interest. Like in crypto, they have some of these things. You can compound your interest if you invest in this thing and this thing. See, usually it's bullshit. That's why be careful with crypto. There are a lot of lies going on. See, some things were, but most people can't figure it out. So, you know, so there's something. Say if it's real, you put your money right into this thing, and the interest compounds. See, so they call it it X's, double X, triple X, whatever it is. So if you're in a certain investment, that's why I say, hey, people of the world, invest here. You're going to get compound interest. It's going to compound the interest. See, that you would get in putting it in the Vaidhi community, in ISKCON, in Gaudiya, and even the Gaudiya Samiti. I've seen it. I see it here. I'm getting compound interest myself. My people coming here are compounding interest in their investment of their time and their mind and their energy and commitment here in this community. You're getting compounded interest on your investment of your attention here. See, that's why you'd say, look at why is people saying this? I was with ISKCON. I put my interest there. It wasn't compounded. It was just either zero or just a little something you get. But here, look at you. You're putting your interest here, right? You're listening. You come daily. Look at Amy. I tell you, she wasn't like this before. She could hardly get up and everything, but she's putting her interest here. What happens? She's compounding her interest. She says, I go to bed early now to get up at 3:00 in the morning. Who is even doing that here? That's why that's called eagerness. Her interest is compounding. This is what Jesus taught. You listen to the word. You put your interest in the word of a transcendental servitor of the Lord. Man, your interest compounds. Not only your interest. See, you notice that's what it's about, really. Your fascination, your intoxication with the transcendental Lord, your revelations, your understanding, your knowledge is compounded like 100 times. Then by putting your interest in ISKCON or in Gaudiya Samiti even. Their realizations aren't like this. See? But no, I like my little measly, I'm putting my attention here. Just like I had one guy in the Narayan Raj thing. He said, what you're doing is nice, is good, but I'm too busy. I got the highest acharya. Why should I be dealing with you? He was passed on. He's dead, right? But he's still, no, I don't need to do you. I got all these tapes, I can just listen to him, So his interest is not compounding. He's interested there, but his interest isn't compounding. Okay? See, here your interest compounds. Not only your experience of God compounds, becomes more and more and more. That's the secret. You see how everything in the world is a shadow of what we're supposed to do with our time and energy spiritually. Because if you do what you do in the world, you make a great investment, you get great money back, big interest on it. It's great. You're happy, right? But it's still material. I'm telling you, come here spiritually. You're going to awaken. You're going to be more balanced. You're going to know God. God is going to be pleased with you, and you'll feel it. And you're pleased with Him because you'll feel it. You'll feel how transcendental it is, how much knowledge you get, and you're like on top of the mountain looking down, and everybody is getting so little interest on their attention in Maya. All they're doing, getting kicked in the face. They're losing. She's cheating everybody, and they can't even see it. But you can see it because you're putting your interest here. You're staking your time and interest in this community, in these people here. Yeah, I want to dance with somebody. And that's the shadow. It's always somebody out there, and you'll be miserable because you're dancing with a human being. Unless they're a devotee, man, then everything switches. Then you have a great time in this world. Yeah. You'll have your sexual needs taken care of. Lots of babies if that's what you want. No problem. You'll have a nice housekeeper if you're a man. She'll clean the house. You know, it's doable now. You know, you can help each other actually. Instead of hindering. See, like Balaram, if he would put his interest here, he would compound his spiritual awakening. He doesn't know that, does he? He's not aware. Yeah. Doesn't believe it. Yeah, it doesn't. You see, sometimes it just doesn't fructify in people. Even though he had you there, he's still not clear. This is how it is. But anyway, in some lifetime, he will get clear. If it's maybe this lifetime. If he hears enough of these lectures, that's how you get purified. But if he doesn't put his interest here, he won't compound. See? No, he's just, no, I'm just interested in working. Interested in Vaidhi people, talking Vaidhi stuff. See? So his interest is very meager. See? Our interest is compounding, and literally, our own interest. Look, we want to be here even more. That's what, because Krishna, his interest is compounded around his devotees. He becomes more interested. Yeah. It's amazing, man, this whole thing. Where do you hear preaching like this? I don't know. I'm fascinated myself. So practical. Prabhupada, that's why I like Prabhupada. All acharyas are always practical. If you're really being used by the same Lord that Prabhupada is, you'll be practical in this world. You'll give practical advice. You'll make bridges for people. Even if a materialist hears this, that likes to find the best investment, there are so many out there. If they hear this, it might spark their interest. Wow, you mean, if I put my attention here, that's my investment? So little? It's just attention? I don't have to put my hard-earned money? Oh, yeah, all you have to do is that's the only investment. And we'll compound your happiness in life. We'll compound your understanding of life. We'll compound your everything, that's of value. And money will just come along with that. I wake up and come because I love this. See, you see how your interest compounds there, Amy? Just from that. That is the greatest witness. People like that. You come here and then you just say, wow, I'm getting so wealthy. You see, that's the message. People don't know this is wealth, do they? They don't know. They think wealth is money. They think wealth is some reputation. They think wealth is being a big guru. Getting a lot of followers, that's their wealth. Buildings, wealth. That was Bhakti Siddhanta said. My God, man, they're fighting over, now we got temples, they're fighting over rooms. That's their wealth. And that just came in the life of a devotee. Just comes automatically. See, it came, buildings, all that stuff came to Prabhupada and Bhakti Siddhanta and also me. I'm here living. I got a building here. It's good enough for me. But I got a little cheap apartment. I like that, simple. I don't want to. Bhakti Siddhanta, they said, I'd rather sell all that marble in the temples because they're so near. They're getting all absorbed in the materialness of it. These are your gurus out there. These are these exalted people. Narayan Maharaj are saying, oh, they're so great, pure devotees. They're fighting over rooms. They didn't change because you snail along, man. For 50, Prabhupada even said 50 years they were following Bhakti Siddhanta's rules and regulations, and they still have envy and jealousy of me. Hey, that's Vaidhi, man. Wake up. Man, you're snailing along. You're getting very little interest on your investment of your time, and you come here, the opportunity to invest. When the opportunity to invest even in the world is there, you jump on it, right? And you make it. The same thing here. Invest your attention here, whatever you are, whoever you are. And you'll see your interest will compound literally, and your wealth in your soul will compound. You'll wake up. You'll taste what life is really about. You'll understand what God, that inconceivable one, understands that nobody understands, that these gurus don't understand. You know, Amy is understanding what Narayan Raj didn't understand. Really, I mean, honestly, people think that is so great. They don't know. And if you have a hard time with his preaching, that's your purification. But it's true. She knows what Radhanath doesn't know, simply because her interest is compounded and his isn't, because it hasn't been placed here. We compound the interest because God is here in his transcendental energy. You know, when it says you go to Vrindavan or Mayapur, you make 100 times more advancement if you do bhakti there. Why? Because you're in a place where your interest compounds. But even there is slow compared to here. Is this an offense? A lot of people, oh, that's so offensive. That is so offensive. It's not, it's truth. Lord Krishna said it himself. Devotees of your caliber. What is that caliber? See, they're shotguns, man. Shotgun, big bullets, pellets, big pellet, big slug in there, you know, knock you down. See, devotees of your caliber. What is that? Ecstatic devotees. You know, devotees who commune intimately, do engage in the rasa dance, that kind of caliber. Like Akura, like Uddhava. He was talking to them. Our virtual places of pilgrimages. Oh, and going to my places of pilgrimage like Vrindavan and Mayapur, purify after, and taking bath in there and seeing the deity, purify after a long time. But you purify just by being seen. How is that? Oh, when you see devotees, they talk to you. Is the deity talking? Is Vrindavan talking to you? Is Vrindavan revealing these things to you? These things? Oh, well, of course, to the advanced devotee, but you're not advanced. You know, neophytes, you know, would you want to compound your interest in Vrindavan? Would you like to come to the point where Vrindavan speaks to you and you get presence of her? I do. When I go there, man, when I do bhajan, it's enhanced. Spiritually, ecstatically, not just some kind of Brahman effulgence thing. Okay. See, ecstatic devotees of your caliber are virtual places of pilgrimage. My deity and my taking a bath in the Ganges purifies after a long time. Doing your Vaidhi principles amongst Vaidhi gurus also who are on that level of Vaidhi purifies after a long time. So it was right what Narayan Maharaj was saying. After many lifetimes, you'll get purified and you'll get prema. Okay? But devotees like this in our Sangha, like Lalita Ganga and Johan, even River here, even with her little bouts of going, you know, just her little bipolar stuff goes. I like how she praises me in one minute and then she blasphemes me in another. Oh, I ain't going to listen to you anymore. You're a jerk. Oh, and then Gohar, he's so, you know. I saw that yesterday. It was, oh, how she changes. Radharani's like that. Sometimes she's, oh, Krishna, oh, I hate you. You know, you're just a rake. Didn't Lord Chaitanya show that? He was back and forth. The guru has to take some of that sometimes, you know. I guess there's a spiritual bipolar thing, you know. Whatever's here is there also. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so I don't know, where was I? Got off on a tangent here. Yeah. The Lord went to Jagannath Puri and visited Jagannath Temple. He also met with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. All these pastimes have been very elaborately explained by Vrindavan Das Thakur in his book Chaitanya Bhagavat. By nature, all activities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are very wonderful and sweet. And when they are described by Vrindavan Das Thakur, they become like a shower of nectar. Therefore, I very humbly submit that since these incidents have already been nicely described by Vrindavan Das Thakur, I would be very proud to repeat the same thing and would not be very good. I do not have such powers. I therefore am presenting only a synopsis of those events described elaborately by Vrindavan Das Thakur in his Chaitanya Mangal, now known as Chaitanya Bhagavat. I'm going to skip a little bit. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu proceeded towards Jagannath Puri with his 4 devotees, and he chanted the holy name of the Lord, the Hare Krishna mantra, with great eagerness. Oops. Yeah. See, chant. This is when you come to the eager stage. Isn't that nice? You eagerly to chant. See, that's why I say you come here and associate with eager people chanting, but try to settle down, you're not just sitting there disturbing their chanting, by chatting away all the time too much, when they're chanting, because that eagerness is the advanced stage. When you feel that yourself, you like to chant and you feel enlivened by that. Oh, that's so great, man. See, that's effective. Now your life is a success. See? You become ecstatic. See, truly, it's ecstatic by the spiritual potency, not ecstatic by some, hyped up condition. You're around hyped up devotees. You ever see the devotees or anybody, they're like the devotees can be like this, but also they're not really devotees yet. They're, they're on their way. They're trying to learn, and stuff. But, it's kind of like being at a rock concert. Everybody's going up and down. You're going up and down like that too. It's not coming from within. You see, you can see that they're looking at them. It's, you're jumping, I jump. You jump, okay, that's a kind of energy. See, but prema bhakti, prema sankirtan is different. See, you're enlivened by the name. You're enlivened by preaching the name. Okay? Gives life to you, and it gives life to others who listen. That's how the Lord taught. That's how real devotees taught. Yeah. Yeah, what we're going to do, since we're already on an hour and a half already, goes by fast. So let's take a little break here. I'll come back probably soon, actually, and kind of divide the internet up a little bit. Okay, so thank you very much, and we'll see you soon.